Even in getting this first slide together, it took me quite a while because I think the biggest decision here was whether to put a question mark on there or try and make a statement. But I think everyone from the papers this morning has mentioned some form of data, big data, or reference to it. Now, I'm not trying to make a statement that big data is a disruptor of market research. I'm more trying to create a discussion of what your opinion is on whether big data is a disruptor or not. Now, I think some of the papers alluding up to mine, especially the one just before this, really alluded to the fact that big data is starting to make an impact on our industry. And I'll share a bit more about what we're doing in this space and hopefully take some questions at the end. Now, first of all, I'm not going to ask everyone if you've heard of big data, because obviously you've heard about it throughout the morning. But maybe I'd ask two questions. How many of you really understand what big data is? Put your hands up. Okay. How many of you have actually been involved in a big data project? All right, very good. Okay, so let me try. I saw this some time back, and I thought this would be a best definition, and it probably alludes to the understanding of big data here. Now, big data is like teenage sex. Everyone talks about it. We've been talking about it the whole morning. Nobody really knows how to do it, as you can see by show of hands. Everyone thinks everyone else is doing it, so everyone claims they're doing it as well. And this is pretty, true in a lot of parts of the world. I think probably bar the US, which is slightly ahead of the game. But I speak at a lot of conferences, and there's so much talk and hype about big data now. But we want to make sure it's not just hype. And I'll show you some figures later on about the size and the involvement of big data. Now, this is a definition by, actually before that, just a bit of history of our company. We've been involved in, I guess, what I can define now as small data. That's probably the easiest way to put it. But basically market research around the 4 Ps. So as most of us here are involved in some shape or form, in research around product, price, place, and promotion, how to brand the product, how to price it, how to distribute it, and what have you. Now, early on in the year, we started getting, I guess you could call it an identity crisis, because we sort of evolved from offline to online, face-to-face to caddy, caddy to carry to now, big data, or MROCs and all these other stuff that you're looking at. So we thought we should probably think about specializing and developing a special practice primarily focused on big data. So we started to develop a new division called Pulsate, and sort of an extension of our business that focuses around the 3 Vs. So we're moving from the 4 Ps to the 3 Vs. So if you've heard any of the Gartner definitions of big data, it's around volume, the amount of data that we're working with today, variety, the kind of data sets that we're working with, and velocity, the kind of speed required to process and analyze data. That really is what big data is, and we decided to specialize in terms of talent, technology, and everything else to tackle this industry.